I'm the Libertarian, John Hulbert is the Democrat, and Ben Quayle is the Republican. He resigned Shattuck. It's a.
And so he began his campaign over in Texas?
Yeah, they announced it in Texas. No. His dad announced it on a TV show. Then the first kickoff party was in Texas, the George H.W. Bush Ranch.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but most people, kick off their Republican campaigns in the district where they are from.
And most people don't have their dad do it either.
Yeah, I know.
But you see what they're doing is
They did a starting pistol for all the guys that give money. That's what this thing was all about. We have already made the decision, it's already done, we're chatting a step down, he's damaged by the tarp, Ernie and friends are out there putting Nazi swastika SS in, bringing back the tarp, he's done. So we're going to bring in somebody else to retain that seat for the neocons. We're going to get one grade up from Shattuck. He wasn't neocon enough. Well, he was enough, but we get, the nice little veneer frosting of extra neocon shiny on it, all right?
Yeah.
So here we go, and that's what this was all about. And if they didn't count on Michael being everything but.
He doesn't even damn about anybody who lives in my district. He's just the one who's going to win that campaign.
Where the hell have you been, man?
I know. I know what you're saying. We're still voting. I heard that. I know it's on. So this guy could care less about any of the constituents in his district. Doesn't even kick his campaign off in the district because it's in Texas. And then he comes riding like on a high horse with his dad's name, saying, "Hey, I'm for the conservative cause" or something like that.
well, I wouldn't denigrate Ben Quayle that much. I think that I would denigrate the people who put his campaign together. I would say I agree with you with the people who are really moving his campaign. He's there saying, "Oh, okay, you guys are the boss. You guys know where and I'll do that. Yeah, it sounds good to go to the George H.W. Bush Ranch." And he probably, if he knew his dad was going to announce his candidacy on national TV, I don't know, he might have said, "Hey, don't do that to me, Dad." I don't know. I mean, I think Ben Quayle is a decent human being. I have to tell you that because I like to be honest. But he's toxic because if he gets in there, he would never get out. They'd make him a senator, and they would own him. Yes.
Yes, sir. Mike, as you see it, what are the key issues for the 3rd Congressional District? What are your key, hot-button issues that you think are important to in the 3rd Congressional District?
Okay.
Back in the Northeast Phoenix?
Yeah, I can tell you. Okay, one, no new taxes like Ron Paul ever. Okay, 2, no bailouts ever. 3, decrease the size of the federal government. This is stuff I care about. Decrease the size of the federal government. 4, this is the most important one right here. I don't want to take all the time today, but we reestablish our economic strength through new manufacturing. $8 an hour at Starbucks doesn't do it for kids out of college, okay? Manufacturing, new manufacturing, we got to fight back, get that back. Number 5 is to bring all the co-conspirators, the crimes of 9/11 to trial in the United States.
Yeah.
That's mine. 6 is to end wars of conquest and undeclared wars. And, geez, I'm trying to remember what 7 is to...
Economics related?
Well, no, that's economics. If you end wars of conquest, that's according to Paul Stieglitz, Nobel Prize winning economist, wrote a book on it, and now updates it says we're going to have $4 trillion with a T sunk into Iraq. Yes.
I just heard as I was coming down here in National Public Radio that there's some 40 million Americans now living in poverty.
Yeah, I read that too.
40 million.
Yeah, 40 million.
3.6
No, that's just that many getting food stamps.
3.6 million were added in the last year to the poverty.
Yeah, my 6th point was to maintain the world's strongest but most efficient military. It's nice to be in that position. I'm not. That's what we should do, but it's easy to do. We have enough nuclear weapons. 13,500 to destroy the world 20 times over. You know, the Russians want to work with us. They have a little less than half of that to shrink them down to the amount of missiles that China and Israel and England have, which is like around 300. Or not missiles, nuclear weapons. We're an economic unit, an economic institution, United States. And we've been using financial industry shell games and gimmicks for decades to keep the ball rolling. And the rest of the world has figured it out. And they're trying to get away from us. And not just countries we don't like, I mean Switzerland, Germany, France, all sorts of countries want to pull out of this, the major ripoff which we have, which has been the dollar as a world currency reserve, where we're able to inflate our dollars and quick like a rabbit, purchase something from someone else before the exchange rate is adjusted. And it's just like a counterfeiter, free money. The whole world's pissed off about that. And they're really studying how to get it and stop us from doing that ripoff. Now let me finish it. Reagan, the great Republican, we love him. You know, economic democracy. Hey, it doesn't make any economic difference if you just offshore the jobs because the corporations, the shareholders are doing real well. True. But who doesn't do well? Who? Yeah, you're going to work for $8 an hour at Starbucks, okay? And live with your parents. You know, that's the way it is. And now I want to tell you something. There's a difference in this world. And I've lived in Germany for at least a year over the years, okay? I've looked at it. I've been there. My brother's kid works in Taiwan now for years. My brother goes over there, he tells me about Taiwan. I'm going to tell you about Germany. They have new manufacturing. They have a middle class. That middle class lives nice. They live well. And Germany is exports more manufactured goods than China does. So we can do it. It's just that the fat cats that are running this place, they're hooked up with the, I'm sorry I get excited. The fat cats that run, they're hooked up with the financial industry, they're hooked up with the military-industrial government complex, that bunch of people, and they're all hooked up with wars. And they're making money off the deal. Yes, sir.
I want to agree with that wars. I mean, just look what happened in the last 2 weeks. The feds have just gone after these itty bitty little peace movements across the country. They're like, you know, I was listening, Ernie. I was listening to you and Charles Goyette, and Charles Goyette made the point. He said, "What anti-war movement? There is no anti-war movement in the United States. Yet they went after these little pockets. They're squashing that anti-war. They need this machine to keep going. This war machine."
You know, I want to get you off on one track here. I have Kyle wanted to talk about. I'll let you discuss it. The anti-war movement is not an anti-war movement in the media until the media says it is. You want to know where the anti-war movement is, you're looking in the wrong place. Because what you're thinking is you're looking on the front page of whatever newspaper or Fox or CNN. So that's where they say, oh, the anti-war, look at it. They'll take and, you know, the 5 people and zoom in on them and say it's all big, whatever. I remember before we went into Iraq in 2003, there were more people in the streets around the world protesting the Iraq war before it started than there were in the streets at the peak of Vietnam.
Here, here.
They knew what was coming. You have the Tea Party movement thing. Millions of people go to Washington, D.C., and you have Clear Channel and Fox News get the permit for the stage and the microphone. 5% of the people could even hear what they said. They get on TV and say, let me tell you what they want. What they want, what we tell you they want. So this whole thing has been moving away from the mainstream media, the media that's so last century, and has gone to the people themselves and the internet. The anti-war movement is here. So this is not good. How does it manifest itself at the ballot box? I don't trust the election process. This is a revolution that's already under. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, Ron Paul was on, he was on CNN, and he was talking about the revolution's already started.